Welcome back, all you awakened savages. And today's video is for anyone who felt like me growing up, like the black sheep, the outsider, the one who just didn't fit in, right? The one who's always been different. And maybe for years you believed that was a curse, right? You thought it meant that you were broken. You thought it meant that you were failing at life, that you were never going to be enough. Because that's how I felt. But let me tell you the truth. The black sheep isn't cursed. He is chosen, right? You're chosen to see what others don't, chosen to walk a path that isn't safe, but it's real, right? Chosen to carry a vision too heavy for men who are content to just blend in. That's why you never felt at home in a system everyone else seemed fine in. The small talk, the shallow goals, the boxed in life. That's why you were restless, questioning, searching, because deep down, you knew you were built differently. You were not built to follow, you were built to lead. Right, so here's the choice right now. You can run from it, numb it, deny it, and keep living a life that doesn't belong to you, or you can embrace it and step fully into that role you were chosen to fulfill. Because the black sheep isn't life's mistake. He's life's disruptor. The one set apart, not set aside. So if you've ever felt like the black sheep, this message is for you. And when we're done here, you'll never see yourself as cursed again. You will see yourself for what you are, chosen. Because most people think black sheep is just a family label, right? The kid who didn't fit the mold, the one who disappointed expectations. But that's small thinking. Being the black sheep goes way beyond family. It shows up in how we walk through every avenue in life. Maybe you felt out of place at work, right? Everyone else was just satisfied with that 9 to 5 grind. But you're asking bigger questions about purpose, about freedom, about generational wealth. Maybe you've felt it in relationships, right? While others are content to gossip, waste time, right? Live for the weekend. You're looking at something differently, craving growth, truth, depth. And don't get me wrong, in my 20s and 30s, I didn't know what I wanted because I was so lost and I didn't know who I was. So I was getting so caught up trying to fit in, trying to please other people because I knew I was different, right? And maybe you've felt it in society where the rules feel fake, the system feels broken, and the lives people celebrate look more like prisons than freedom. I look around me all the time and I wonder, why am I the only one that is around me that's thinking this way? And I'm not, but in my circle, in the people I know, I feel like I'm the only one that's living this way, thinking this way. But I know there's more of you out there. This is why I've created this channel, right? And that's a black sheep's reality. He doesn't feel like he fits in. It's not just about being different from your family. It's about being out of sync with the world that's asleep, right? And this is why it hurts. Because everything around you is designed to reward conformity, right? Do what everyone else does. Think what everyone else thinks. Chase what everyone else chases. And you will fit right in if you do that. But the black sheep, like me, I can't, right? I've seen too much. I feel too much. I know deep down life is never meant to be lived in chains. So understand this. If you've always felt like you do not belong, it's not because you are cursed. It's because you have been chosen. Chosen to live differently. Chosen to disrupt the pattern. Chosen to walk a path that most men are too afraid to even look at. Let's talk about the pain of not belonging. Right? Because being the black sheep in life isn't glamorous. It's lonely, it's heavy, and most days it feels like nobody sees the real you. You walk into rooms and you feel like a stranger, even among friends. You feel like you're on the outside looking in. Right? The conversations that excite them, they bore you. Right? The things that they celebrate, you just see them as hollow. And see, after a while, you start to wonder if maybe I'm the problem. Right? Maybe it's just me that's just too intense, too different, too much. Maybe life would be easier if I could just shut it all off and just play along and conform. But guess what? You can't. Because the truth is, the black sheep feels everything more deeply. He sees through the games. He hears the silence and the noise. And he feels the emptiness in the lives people pretend are full. See that awareness? That comes with a cost. right? People will mock you like they did me, right? They call you crazy, dramatic, restless. They label you as the misfit, the dreamer, the outsider. And sometimes it makes you feel like you just want to just disappear, right? That's the shadow side of being the black sheep. Isolation, self-doubt, the constant feeling of being misunderstood, the temptation to numb yourself, to hide, to pretend, just like everyone else is, even when you know it's killing you inside. And see the hardest part of it all? You're not rejected because you're weak. You're rejected because you're different, because you refuse to trade your truth for comfort. That's why the world will resist you, not because you're cursed, because you carry something it doesn't yet understand. So why does this happen? Why is it that some men can just fit into a system with no problem, while others, right, the black sheep, people like myself, feel like they're always at war with it? Okay, we have to look at the psychology to understand this. Every family, every workplace, every culture is a system. And system, they crave balance. If this system is shallow, fake, or broken, it doesn't matter. It still wants to protect itself. So when one man starts asking questions, challenging the patterns, refusing to play along, the system pushes back. Not because he's wrong, but because his presence threatens the comfort of the whole. That's why the black sheep gets labelled. That's why he gets mocked, excluded, resisted. It's the system defending itself. And if you look a little deeper at the spiritual law, the law of polarity says that every truth has an opposite. So if society is asleep, there must be men awake. Right? If most people conform, there must be those who disrupt. The black sheep exists because without him, the balance of creation couldn't evolve. And then we look at the law of correspondence, as within, so without. Your inner world creates your outer reality. If you carry depth, truth, and hunger inside, the shallow world outside will never feel like home to you. Right? It can't match you. That's why it resists you. Right? And then we look at the law of cause and effect. Generations before you chose the path of comfort, of silence, of fitting in. But causes always create effects. The world needs someone to break that chain, to introduce a new cause, to set a new direction. That's why you feel different, because you're here to disrupt the pattern. So understand this, brother. You're not misunderstood because you're cursed. You're misunderstood because you're carrying a role that the system needs but doesn't want. You are the disruption that keeps evolution alive. Okay, so but why do you feel like the black sheep? Why do you walk through life feeling like you do not belong, like you're out of sync with everyone else? It's not because you're broken. It's not because you're failing. It's because you're chosen, right? And this is what it means to be chosen, right? You see what others ignore, right? Where most people are satisfied with shallow answers, you're digging for the truth. Where others are content to just go and numb themselves. You feel the weight of emptiness. You cannot play along with illusions, and that makes you stand apart. Because you're wired for depth. Right? Most men are chasing comfort, status, approval. But you're restless unless you're pursuing something real, purpose, growth, alignment. That hunger makes you different, and it won't let you settle for average. Right? You disrupt what no longer works. Right? The black sheep is the man who doesn't fit into broken systems, whether that is family, culture, or society itself. See, that resistance isn't proof you're failing. It's proof that you're carrying strength to break the mold. Right? You're being created for this new leadership that the world desperately needs. Every outsider carries scars, rejections, ridicule, loneliness. But see, those scars, they aren't signs of weakness. They are signs of initiation. Right? They are the fire that creates men who can lead with truth instead of comfort. So the reason you've always felt different isn't because you were cursed to be alone. It's because you were chosen to be awake. You were chosen to walk the harder path. You were chosen to become the man who shows others what real freedom looks like. Right? Being the black sheep doesn't mean that you're out of place. It just means that you're ahead of your time. Okay? And don't think for 1 second that you're the only person who feels like this. History is full of black sheeps, men who didn't fit in, men who were mocked, rejected, exiled, but who would go on to change the whole entire world. Look at Socrates. The entire city of Athens thought he was a troublemaker. He questioned everything, refused to follow the herd, and for that they condemned him to death. But today he's remembered as the father of Western philosophy, the man who taught us how to think. And then you look at Galileo. He dared to say the earth wasn't the centre of the universe. The church labelled him a demon, basically. They silenced him, ridiculed him, locked him away. But centuries later, the very truth that made him an outcast became the foundation of modern science. Right? And we look at the warriors and rebels throughout history. Right? From Spartacus, the slave who defied Rome, right? To the samurai who walked the path of discipline in a world of chaos, to the prophets, the sages, and the mystics who carried visions too heavy for their time. Every single one of them was a black sheep at first. And this is the pattern. The black sheep is always misunderstood in his own time. He is mocked, he is resisted, he is pushed to the margins. But see, later, he's remembered as a man who saw what others couldn't, as the one who carried the truth forward. So when you feel like an outsider in your own life, good brother, you're standing in the same place that every visionary, every warrior, every leader who walked ahead of his time. You're not cursed, you are chosen. Right? And I know this role because I've lived it. Not just in my family. My family, I love my family. I had a great family and I still do, right? But I have felt like a black sheep, an outsider my whole life. For years, even though from the outside it might not look like I was outsider, but I felt it. I felt like the outsider. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, not at home, not at school, not in the world. Right? I carried this constant sense that I had to prove myself, that I was walking through life in the wrong frequency. Like everyone else had a script and I was just improvising my way through the whole shit. And because I didn't know what to do with that pain, guess what? I numbed it. I drowned it in alcohol and drugs and instant gratification, chasing the wrong things. It wrecked me. Rehab, detoxes, prison, deportation, depression, social anxiety, paralysis. You name it, I went through it. Right? Because from the outside, I looked like a failure. From my own eyes, it felt like proof that maybe they were right. Maybe I was the cursed one, the black sheep, the one who would never belong, the one who would never amount to anything. But now, my eyes have been opened clearly. Looking back, I see it differently. I've been told differently. And even what I've been told from archangels, from Jesus, nobody would believe me. People ridicule me. But you know what? I don't care. Because you know what? I would have ridiculed me if it didn't happen to me. None of it was punishment. It was all preparation. Every scar, every exile, every dark night, every prison sentence, every beating, everything was shaping the man I am today. Breaking me down, yes, but also breaking me open. It was forcing me to face what most men spend their lives avoiding. Right? And then, boom, my awakening. The moment I finally understood that I wasn't cursed for being different, I was chosen. I was told from Archangel Michael, those words, you are chosen. And even when he told me them, I couldn't believe it. I was too embarrassed to tell anybody what had happened to me because I still believed that I was broken. But now, after years of walking this life, understanding who I am, I see who I am. I know I'm strong. I know I'm chosen. I know I'm here to disrupt the world. Chosen to live awake in a world that's asleep. Chosen to walk a harder path so I can speak to other men who feel like outcasts. Chosen to help men rise. Chosen to carry scars that prove survival. So I could tell you it's possible to rise. So brother, see if you've ever felt like that black sheep. Hear me right now. You're not broken. You're not cursed. You are chosen to rise. Okay, so if you are feeling like that place right now, like I was, you just don't know what to do. How do I live this out? How do I carry it without it crushing me? Let me give you some steps to look at. Step number 1, question everything. The black sheep's strength is that he sees what others ignore. Don't accept this is just how it is. Challenge everything: family patterns, cultural scripts, even your own beliefs. Every breakthrough begins with a man who refuses to play along. Step number 2, stop apologising. Right? This is an internal shift. You need to stop apologising for being different. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't get you or don't understand you. You do not need their permission. Being the black sheep isn't something you fix. It's something that you own, that you're proud of. Step number 3, embrace your edge. Your difference is the advantage. The way that you think, the way that you see things, the way that you feel, that is your weapon. Do not dull it and try to fit in. Sharpen it and stand out even more. Right, step number 4, just build that unbreakable discipline. Right, being the black sheep, you cannot afford to slack. You need structure, you need ritual, you need discipline in body, mind, money, family, everything. Because the world will try to pull you off course every single opportunity it gets. But discipline, that will keep you anchored and structured on your path. Okay, number 5, find your true tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So you need to be out there being yourself. Right? Yes, you might be an outsider in your family or your friend circle or your workplace, but you're not meant to walk alone. Seek out other men who are awake, who are also different, who are also chosen. Iron sharpens iron. Outcasts become warriors when they unite together. Okay, number 6, turn your pain into purpose. Everything that you've been through, the rejection, the loneliness, the ridicule, this is not wasted. This is raw material. This was all preparation for what's to come. So use it, speak it, build from it. Your scars can become someone else's survival guide. Okay, number 7, create what didn't exist. Right? If your family never showed you love, build it. If your family never had stability, build it. If you never experienced purpose, build it. The black sheep doesn't just tear down the old, he builds the new. Okay, and the last one, lead by example. The black sheep doesn't convince people with words, he proves it with his actions. So live with strength, live with integrity, live with discipline. Show, don't tell. And when people see how you live, they will know that you are special. They will know why you are chosen. Okay, this is how the black sheep rises. Not by fitting in, not by shrinking, but by owning his differences, sharpening his edge, and turning his life into a living example of freedom. Because see, at the end of the day, brother, the black sheep life is not cursed. He is the chosen one. Okay? And this is what you have to understand. The black sheep doesn't stay the black sheep forever. His role is much bigger than that, right? The black sheep becomes the pathfinder. And yes, right now you might feel misunderstood. Yes, people might mock you like they do me, doubt you like they do me, right? Even cut you out of certain things. But see, one day, the very people who laughed at you will look back and realise you were ahead of your time. You weren't lost, you were leading, right? Because the black sheep legacy is he walks the path first. He takes the arrows, he carries the weight, not so he can be celebrated in the moment, but so men who come after him can walk freer, stronger, clearer. And think about it, every tradition, every movement, every breakthrough humanity ever had, it started with a black sheep. The man who refused to play along, a man who was called crazy, cursed, even dangerous, until the world finally caught up. That is your role, not to blend in, not to be accepted, but to lead. So when you feel like an outsider, remember this. You're not on the margins. You are on the frontier, and the frontier is where leaders are born. Okay, and I'll say it again. The black sheep isn't cursed, he's chosen. Chosen to be the first, chosen to be the pathfinder, chosen to leave a trail that others will one day thank him for. Okay, brother? So, as always, I'll leave you with a quick field mission here. Within 24 hours, I want you to sit down, notepad and paper, 2 questions, no phone, no distractions, just you and 1 page. Where in your life have you felt most like the black sheep? Write it down in raw detail, the moments that you felt misunderstood, rejected or out of place. Okay, number 2, how will you turn those differences into your path? Maybe it's building discipline what others gave into. Maybe it's speaking your truth while others stay silent. Maybe it's creating this vision that no one else can see yet. Whatever it is, commit and then say it out loud. And so your own ears can hear this. I am not cursed. I am chosen. I am the pathfinder. Right? And I want you to hear from you, brother. I really do. I want to hear from you. Right? Drop a comment below and tell me, where have you felt like a black sheep most in your life? Because when you share your truth, you're not just speaking for yourself, you're speaking for every brother who's carrying the same weight in silence. And if this hit you in the chest today, subscribe to the channel, leave a little like on the video, please, because this channel is about bringing brothers together so we can unite and rise together. For men who are done playing small and ready to live as they are chosen. And if you're ready to walk this path with other men who get it, who knows what it means to be misunderstood, rejected, but still chosen, then reach out to me. Right now, I'm building the Awakened Savage community. This is a brotherhood where black sheep sharpen each other into warriors, where outsiders become leaders, where chosen men rise together. So if you're done walking alone, right now, the opportunity to step in is right in front of you. My contact details will be in the description. And as always, I truly respect you. I see you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I truly appreciate every single one of you. And I'll catch you on the next one. Get a video here and you can subscribe here. Take care.